actually.
What would actually be Hefe?
The reason why the show got boffed up.
No, the only guy.
Hey, people, we are live again.
We are live again, and unfortunately,
oh snap!
Due to the technical difficulties, we missed Kevin's fantastic driving and dying.
So George, now I understand what he meant running circles around it.
I wish that was live. That was great.
That was hilarious. Yes.
We apologize.
No, we don't apologize.
That gem in Battle Pirates video history will be lost to time.
I know. I wish that was live.
No. Like I said, now I'll take the one out. I'll take the boat out that you can really drive it with. How's that?
No,
taking the ion thrusters off there is
not a good idea.
Clearly.
Well, I mean, you have to. If you want to put the chaining special on there.
I'm going to give you an idea,
George.
Rob. Hey,
can you not just put Speed System 5 on? Is that not the right answer?
No, it's not. It slows them down even more.
Rob, use a Sea Serpent crew.
Use a Sea Serpent crew?
Yep.
Yeah, but then you get turn. If you get the good one, 24% turn speed, it helps.
Yep.
I would think the Death from Above one. What is it called?
I don't know. I tested last Ray. The one crew that helped my Skyfires the most was Sea Serpent.
Sea Serpents.
The most. Like I tested a whole bunch. But I didn't test any legendary. Okay.
Ain't no one got time for that.
And the best one for the Phoenix was Dead Eye Destroyer.
Yeah, well, especially since
Can
it's
you
not finding road crews.
Has anybody seen a build where they took off maybe like RA3 or maybe took off the agility system from
I don't know why would you want to take the agility system off?
Because it does have its own. Doesn't it have like 90% stun resist already?
That's a Zealous Com Prime.
Yeah. And I run my Skyfires with speed 5, just so you know. I don't have the whole Mag 2 and Ion Thruster. It's just speed 5. So I'm removing siege targeting to put the new special. And that's definitely, I'm doing that on all ships. And then I'm going to put a few of the new UAVs.
Yeah, see, that makes a lot more sense, especially in the 103 targets, because you can kite everything else on the land that you don't really like. You have time for that, but the ships you don't got time for. Like, you've got to kill Rudolph. You've got to kill these things as fast as possible. So that makes
and Ron, thanks. I learned a lot from you now. How to kill Rudolph.
How not to kill Rudolph.
Yeah,
how to kill Rudolph. That is great.
Well, no, what I was trying to do there, for those that don't know, was trying to get the gut out front to take most of the damage instead of the fleets, because the gut has 2 charged armors versus the rest of them only having 1.
Right, but you have to drive towards the target, not away from the target.
I was trying to turn the circle, dude. The turn rate.
Not into the corrosive cloud, especially not in the corrosive cloud.
Well, at that point, it didn't matter. What the heck is going on here?
He was doing donuts. I mean, come on, let's just be honest.
All you guys in your old eyes. See, here's another one that's already hit. Hey, look, a Rudolph.
Well, share the screen.
Oh, hey, we're live. Let's watch
this fantastic driving again.
Oh man, this is
George,
gonna be good.
I'm gonna show you how well I drive when I roll over you.
Rages don't need driving. You click the back of the base.
Exactly.
Oh, you're really mistaken there. They do need driving against good bases.
Yeah, but who hits good bases anymore?
I had very extensive crash course on driving rages this week. I'll tell you. I mean, it's not
he has
easy.
a particular set of skills.
Yeah, and see, if you think back, the other one was already activated, so yeah, it was not a problem.
So, are you hitting a 103 without sharing the screen?
No, I shared the screen.
No,
you didn't.
I don't see it.
Not at all.
Sorry, buddy, not seeing it.
Wow. Okay, let's try again. Oh.
Your computer skills match your driving skills.
George. Keep it up, dude.
There he goes to the cloud again. No, turn back. Away from the cloud. That's
I
too
clicked
close.
on the hide the share screen.
Let's not do donuts this time, shall we?
Oh, we want donuts. We like donuts.
Donuts are delicious.
I'm trying not to make a fat joke.
Actually, real
Zoom in,
life
damn it.
donuts would probably cost you less than a fleet-ending mistake in this game. You could get a couple of donuts for, the repair cost of a fleet.
How's the corrosive pool? Oh, corrosive pool's gone. It goes down. So not yet, or is it?
Not yet. Yeah,
No, not yet.
There. Okay. I'm old.
Hold on a second. It's getting there.
Now
It's
it'll start
actually-
going down.
So,
Look how fast it'll go down.
So you said you have the new UAVs in there. It seems to me Rudolph's health is going down faster.
No, it's not.
No?
It should be.
Well,
It's
no,
about-
that's going down. I'm talking about it would already be dead if I had my Phoenixes in. I'm going to start taking damage now because the corrosive charge is gone as
Right,
of
right.
right now.
Right.
Yeah, no,
See,
no,
now
no,
I'm taking
that's-
damage, whereas
See,
my Phoenixes I
I'm
wouldn't.
fast damage, yeah.
yeah,
So no, it
that's-
is absolutely not worthwhile to do it this way.
How many corrosive
Okay.
panels you got on those?
1 on each regular and 2 on the gut.
So honestly, there's no real reason to change the UAVs on the Skyfire because for everything else was already doing great.
Well, actually, I mean, if I'm going to have to go back and look at the time, but if he had 2 corrosive panels on it, it might have actually lasted long enough to
No, look at how long it's taken. I mean, his second panel would be depleted by now.
the,
Right, but he's half dead. If he had another corrosive panel, he'd only be a quarter dead.
And let's face it, right? Now you gotta go into a salvage to reload health on the other guys.
Yep.
So you only need to fix the flagship later.
He's impatient. He'll just coin the bloody thing.
That'll be a waste of money.
another thing this game is built on.
Yes, this is
Is
true.
wasting money.
Not a waste of my money.
Well,
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you.
I didn't
Wasting my
name
money.
anybody specifically. Play is wasting
my
money.
money.
Maybe you don't consider it a waste of money. In which case, I hope you find value.
Since they were already ranked, that was for the betterment of BP Crib.
There you go. That's an altruistic reason. So it
Yeah,
doesn't matter the repair time. It's actually 2 coins to repair that thing.
Yeah, I definitely would not choose to do it that way after watching that. I mean, and like I say, let me see if I'll just repair it.
No, yeah, I would still bring the subs or bring the Phoenixes.
No, I would go in and kill all the drones and everything with those guys, and then come back in with the Phoenixes to kill, which is what I did during the raid.
Here's a thought.
There's no real good reason to go to the new UAV.
Not for this,
Um,
not for that target. Now for chaining on the rest of the stuff, oh yeah, hell yeah. Like I say, I'll still take these in and take out everything.
The extra chain you get from the special, not from the UAV.
Right.
Would you go full?
But what special do
Go
you
half and half with the new
There's the
I
UAV
forgot.
upgrade.
the new UAV? I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's
Ballistes?
Hostiles or something.
Ballistes.
Ballistes or whatever.
It's like some
I went all-
disease.
I went all
Disease.
in. I went all
Look
in
at
because
that. It shows
I just started.
it shows the
building
ballistes and it doesn't show the banded hornets. How you like that? They're there, but you don't see them. So I've got 4 and
it.
4.
Oh.
They're feeling bad you're replacing them.
Yeah, they're hiding.
Yeah.
So do you think
See?
you suffer by taking off the?
But if you have 4 and 4, if you have a full, maybe you'll be able to kill it faster.
Did I suffer by taking the ion thrusters off? Yes.
Do you feel that's a mistake? What
No.
special?
Wait, you're asking me 2 questions.
I don't like that
Okay.
special.
As
honestly.
far as kill, let me see if I can find a full one. I hate that everybody just kills these things.
What I'm trying to
with-
get at is what's the the specials that are on there we feel were needed, right? So
Mhm.
if you want to put
With
the
this-
new one on, which one is the least detriment detrimental to replace it with?
I can't answer that question because I replaced the same thing on all of them.
Because I would have picked the thruster myself as being the one, but I don't know. Siege battery maybe.
Let's just go.
Well, I have speed 5 and engine upgrade. I could just take off my engine upgrade.
I think I'm using Magnuson speed upgrade.
I've got Magnus 2 and Ion thrusters. I don't have a speed upgrade, and they did perfect in the raid for what I needed them to do. Without this crew, they would not be as much fun, but with this crew, I'm going to try to find a fresh one and see how much difference it makes on killing the boats.
So I have Magnus 2 and speed upgrade and the thruster. So,
What about RA? I mean, what about replacing RA? I mean, I've had success in other blitz hulls, especially with the Ironclad just taking off like CL alloy armor CL or something like that, and just going full attack.
So it's pulling some pen defense.
Yeah.
I mean, an easy way to test that is just pull it off of one and go in and hit the target and see what happens. I'm kind of wondering how fast you have to be able to pull off to the side of the Rudolph.
Yeah, see, I hate it when they do this crap.
Man, if Skyfire had another 10, it would be awesome. It's awesome already. It'd be awesome-er. I beat you.
Yeah.
I've been ranking the Gutspill Skyfire with only 2 of the Bandit Hornets on it, and all I've been is just coming in and out of the target, just picking at one of the big hulks, and it's almost ranked.
Yeah, you can do it with that. You can't do it with a Rage.
Nope. You could do it with muddle missiles if you had muddle missiles. The muddle missiles actually do work.
Yep.
And another busted one.
Quick question.
Try 492 East Tower.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Ren.
I was just going to ask anyone else collecting as many Liberator tokens as you can from the TLC, so next week we can put the Manus on it.
Thinking about it, yeah.
Yeah, I already have like 20 of those 6-day tokens stocked up.
But do you have Liberators built?
Yep, I have Liberators built from the beginning.
I'm frustrated with the escalation crap. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, not for the fleet itself. I mean, I really don't feel like refitting my Phoenixes and Skyfires unless I get easy tokens.
Yeah, but think about it. We got the Liberators. We put the Scorias on them, right?
Yeah.
Then we got the Talons, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a 6-day. It's not a 6-day build to put the Talons on there. It was less than that. So you're wasting build tokens. So now we have the new missile, the Manus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we got to waste 6 more days on less than a 6-day build.
I mean, yeah, it's a waste of token, but it's easy token, right? It's like easy money, so I don't mind wasting because literally I ran through Mastery on that TLC in 20 minutes.
George, you got a better idea?
I
don't see me putting that one. I don't see putting a full complement of
192
Magus missiles.
Try the center one because that's a dead ass sector.
Maybe two or 3, maybe 4 is enough because of the slow reload. It's going to be hard to hit those drones.
Yeah, but the Liberator, I'm thinking the Liberator, right? The Liberator has reload buffs, and it has a massive damage buff as it builds up Bloodthirst. So yeah. I'm thinking that base damage on the Manus, plus I think it's 255% or some stupid number damage bonus, right, at full BT. I mean, that's going to cut through any ship's deflection. Maybe not the Survivor, but every other ship. It's just crazy.
They're definitely going to hurt.
Oh yeah,
Cut
yeah.
through it,
I
just
agree with that.
deflection.
I just don't. I don't see me putting a full boat load of them on Phoenixes.
Yeah, no, not on the Phoenixes. And I mean, on 2 ships, I have some countermeasures. 2 of my Phoenixes, I think I have countermeasures. So I'm going to leave CME in there because the new special removes the countermeasure accuracy buff, and I need that on those 2 ships. But I'm thinking on the other 3 ships, I may actually change CME for the new special.
Here we go. So now we get to see what the new drones combination new and old do.
Can I mention that I dislike the fact that UAV is actually limited to...
To assault?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Limited
You have reaped what you have sown.
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't gonna like break any deflection anywhere. Like
No,
a
but
template would overcome it.
it made some very interesting combinations.
Um,
They knew.
God.
They knew because the first response was, "Yeah, we guessed. That's why." Did you notice it was only this? I was like, "You bastards!"
Oh, George, what?
Hey, I mean that's part of the fun, man.
Yeah. Well,
Figuring out the
Well,
weird
I mean,
stuff.
it's also sort of lazy on their side, or a lack of, I don't know if lazy is the right word, but a lack of foresight that they need to force it into one category.
I think, that all came as a consequence of Mudbloods. When they did not think it through and players found some very unnatural combination of specials to get the splash on the Mudbloods like over 300% buff, right? By putting corrosive, radioactive, all sorts of weird specials that were not supposed to be there. And it broke the thing, and you had people splash killing entire bases, right? So,
But they knew those.
as a consequence, just so you guys, I mean, I think that was announced as a consequence. They now have an extra step in their QA process where they have a person or more than a person, I don't know, actually going through the weird combinations to tell the team, hey, you gotta, when people select this special, you gotta block that, and that special too. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem again.
Oh, they're just gonna have to hire my ass then.
Yeah, I was like, is this what you're actually doing this job right now?
Well, what is
Yeah,
it?
they thought about
What is the job,
hiring you,
Kevin?
but they just don't like you.
I know. I'm
What
such a
is
pain
the
in the
job
ass.
description? The weird combination.
Weird combination guy.
Yeah. that would be.
They point to him in the corner and they're like, "Yeah, he's the weird one, man."
Here's the
That's
combination
actually-
guy. I mean, I would love to have the business card.
Must
talk
do
as a
the
guy
weird
who-
stuff, in quotes.
Talking as a guy who set up QA teams on many companies, I mean, that's a well-known testing technique called as limit test, where you go to the extreme limits of something to find the oddball situations and scenarios. They just didn't do that properly before, I guess.
Yeah, got to push it to the limit.
Well, yeah. I mean, after how many? Like, it's been almost a year now that we've been doing that on purpose when they release stuff. I mean, it's about time they started.
But the Mudbloods got to the point where the Mudbloods and
that one was bad.
special, the enervated whatever, the 2 of them came about the same time, and it just brought the problem to a whole new level, right?
And the other problem was, but they knew this, maybe not the innovated specifically because it came out so recently, but we've been able to stack a ton of splash specials on our garrison ships, and the Gluttony wasn't,
Right, but I think it's a function of how much tech there is too. The tech depth in the game is enormous now, so there's stuff that no one's going to remember all of that,
But all that stuff was recent tech or tech that was already well used. Like people use CS2 and viscosity regulator.
Right, but
wasn't
it's one of
that
those.
far
I
off.
think it's one of those things where if you're in the fishbowl and you're out of the fishbowl, right? Like if you're in the fishbowl and you're actually coding it and stuff, you're really concentrating on the task at hand, and you're not you know, like if you got to code, like if you have to actually code all of this crap, you're not looking at everything else. That's for Q&A, right? And then if Q&A is getting it and they're like told, hey, test this, da 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 da, and they're not looking at outside combinations because they're testing something specific, they're not going to catch it either. And then when it gets to our hands, then we're like, oh, hot damn, I got an idea, right? And then, you know, hold my beer. And
yeah,
you got to remember.
The problem we've talked about a lot is the fact that they've been limiting the preview servers or the test servers to 2 hours or 2 or 3 hours, which doesn't really allow players, once they build everything and rank them and do whatever, it doesn't give them a chance, because what they're initially testing is the intended build. And there's not enough time for a limited number of people to come up with the unintended builds. And if there was more time allocated towards that, they might see this stuff before it becomes live.
I would like to see the test servers a little bit longer, but even that being said, I've done a pretty damn good job of coming up with weird crap on the test servers. I mean,
yeah, but many times people come up with weird crap in the preview server and just don't share or think about stuff and don't do it there because they actually want to use that to their advantage, right?
Yep, that's true. But the problem is that breaks it for everybody else later.
Yeah, and the other factor to consider, I mean, just look at the Battle Pirates team, right? I mean, Rampage just joined. I think he just joined KixEye a few weeks ago, a month ago. What's the guy who's the game designer after Raken?
Aspex or GDA?
Aerospex, yeah, Aerospex, GDA. I think he joined the team a year ago, maybe, or just over a year.
I think it was like October last year.
You got to remember, I mean, these guys don't have all the specials and possibilities memorized like we do.
Yeah, we've been, you know, some of us have been playing for like Ren's been playing 7 years, right? 6-7 years.
Hap and I have been playing since 2010.
20, yes, yeah, I was in 2011, so that's 7 for him, 6 for me. I mean, you can't expect someone to come in and be able to go, oh, you know, I know this,
even Raken has 2 years in the game. It doesn't mean he remembers weird specials. And there were situations when like guys from Kick saw some of our business. Oh, that's interesting. And then you clearly see that the guy was surprised and didn't even know that shit was in there in the game because probably never used before because it's a 5-year-old piece of technology, you know?
Yeah, because I had to talk to people that used to work for KixEye, like how exactly was the 75% related to sonar and bases supposed to work? You know, because it didn't appear that people at KixEye knew how it was, because that was put in years ago associated with the Reapers.
Yeah. And then there's stuff like that they don't, I mean, it's probably documented somewhere, but I mean, if you're a new guy joining the team there, you're not going to read 6-year-old documents so you know everything. You're going to learn as things happen. It's just pretty much how everybody learns at a new job, right?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you just from firsthand experience, coders are lazy motherfuckers. They're supposed to put notes in the code, and I have never been to any company where they actually stick to that.
I don't like that you say coders are lazy motherfuckers because I was a coder for many years. Let's just put it this way. There's a extreme time pressure to deliver things, and there's no time to write fancy comments on everything. You just get the job done and send it over to QA.
Yeah, when I coded, we called ourselves lazy, man. It's not lazy in the regular, but anyway. Yeah, no, it's lazy. You just skip the code. You just skip the notes.
Yeah, because it's job preservation as well, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
if they fire you, they don't know how that code works, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot of that. And I don't remember who, but I was having a discussion with somebody there when I did my video about splash and spread. And I asked the question, and then the guy answered my question, but then questioned me on something that I knew was true about the spread number having to be divided by 5. I said, no, that's how it works. No, it can be, let me check. Comes back 2 minutes later, oh, you're right, that's how it works. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many of those examples. I mean, the when they changed the land tile thing too. I mean, the diagonals and yeah, there's
a long time ago.
And unless you've actually been around, you're not going to know. Like to explain the land tile thing, you had to have been around when people actually did that and set up crap on diagonals. I'm like, so yeah. When you have new people coming in, it's really, really damn tough.
It's a learning curve. It's a learning curve.
And even then, though, I mean, they're not gonna have access to all the stuff that they need to. Yeah, I mean, you're going back to code that's been written and written and written and written for, 8 years, 7 years.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's going to be able to do that. I think so. Yeah, there's always going to be something.
And it's funny how this is like a simple example of everything, right? I mean, people would be very scared if they actually think about the fact that the main banks are running code that was written in the 70s by people who died long ago.
Yeah.
Right. And that's actually moving your money around, and people today don't know how to change that code anymore. Think about it.
Yep.
Here we're just talking about 7-year-old code. I mean, I'm talking about 45-year-old code.
Fortran, baby.
COBOL, PL1, or whatever.
Oh my god. I remember the first time I actually learned BASIC. That was in like 84. And I thought that was like just holy crap. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah. I'm glad they actually got someone doing that though, because that's gonna, I mean, I understand they're gonna have to limit some stuff when they come out.
Yeah, so you see now, I mean, if you notice the specials that have been released in the past couple of months, when you put it in, a whole bunch of specials are blocked immediately.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So there's somebody looking at that before they release any new special weapon combination, which I think it's a good thing because it avoids crazy situations like Mudbloods.
Yeah. Has anybody been hitting those 85 the 85 relays to try to grab Katie's shards?
I had a couple. I haven't gotten a shard, so
I'm hitting them for titanium. I don't even care about the Cades because I'm not collecting shards of that crap.
The very first one I hit, I got a shard. Believe it or not, Daniel.
Oh my god, you got it on the first try? I've been trying for like 2 days. I got 1 shard.
Yeah, the very first one I hit, I got 1 shard.
Nice. Is that the only one you got?
That's it.
Collect more?
I got my rare when I'm done.
They are rare as hen's teeth, for sure.
They're really rare. Wow. I didn't think they would make them that rare, honestly, because you need 250 of them.
That's like chasing proto nemesis out of draconian bases in the old days, or trying to get gamma shards and dubs after the first 2 months. I mean, it was just almost impossible to get anything there, right?
Yeah, that's true. And
that Cades, I mean, really a day and 16-hour repair. Why do I want that?
I understand that.
I understand it's a trophy, but my shipyard's busy enough, and I just not even going after the shards at all.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious in how it would do in the target in the targets we have right now.
I think it will kick ass. I mean, they were pretty much designed to roll over these targets without taking barely any damage.
Mm-hmm. Well, how my question is how does it do that? Because let's say if it gets close to one of those the pyroclastic turret that's in that target, right? It's gonna throw like a field of fire at one of the drones, and it's gonna land right behind. It's gonna land right behind it, and then it's gonna hit the main ship. And since the main ship doesn't have any type of defense, wouldn't that just go poof?
Maybe, but so maybe it's about driving. I mean, maybe it's not an easy to drive ship. I don't know.
Yeah,
you're right. It's a good question.
Yeah, it's interesting. I find it an interesting ship because that's why I kind of want to build it. something different, you know. But other than that, if it takes so long to get the shards and have, I don't think I will try to build it after this.
Yeah, 2 months to get the shards, or 2 raid cycles if you get them all. Then a month, 31 days to build, I think. And then every time you take 25% damage on that thing, it's already 10 hours of repairs. If you take 25% damage, I think.
And,
right?
and that's if in the next raid cycle they let you have 25 more of those.
Yeah, I assume they will.
Yeah, I heard it was like the last time, like with what was the other one that they just did? The other one. Hold on, I'll just find the blueprint. Limited with the Man of War. With the Man of War, that they did that one time where you could get 25 times 5, and then after that it was only like 4.
Yeah. Oh, in this case, it's gonna take forever. I don't think they want to take it forever. I think they want people to have it.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to see. I mean, it was kind of cool that they added stuff to the retro lab.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they're gonna put the old super holes in the retro lab or foundry somehow to make them useful again.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
That would be interesting. I mean, they did do makeovers on at least the Proto-Nem at one point, just sort of.
All of them, I think. All of them got a buff one time.
Okay. Even the Ghostcrawler, or?
No, maybe not the GC, but the other 3 did.
You want to talk about? Oh, go ahead.
And maybe they would do like like the Cadies is assault. Maybe they're kind of looking at the fact that the Man of War can be siege, or the Hellstar. The Hellstar doesn't look like a garrison.
The Hellstar should be a defender.
Should be a defender?
I think. That's the only thing people use it for. I mean, I remember people putting that in bases, not any other use for that.
Mm-hmm. And the Proto-Nem can be well, the Hellstar's garrison already. So what's left after that? Oh, skirmish. So that Ghostcrawler can be skirmish. So the Proto-Nem will still be.
Well, most of them are already skirmish as far as their category.
Yeah, they're all skirmishes.
Not all of them.
The Hellstar and the Cadies.
Okay. Yeah, no, I did like the fact that they brought that back, and it's because it does feel that certain ideas done by previous developers have gotten thrown away. Like the R&D objectives and the retrofit lab, and there's certain things that have just gone by the wayside. So some of the player base that's been around for a while doesn't know whether to invest heavily in some of these ideas that may not last. And I'm not even sure where the mega hulls are in this.
Yeah, the mega hulls. I fear the mega hulls are going to go away.
Yeah, and so it's tricky from the player perspective to do I want to spend my time or coins or whatnot in this aspect of the game, that it may go away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think they've gotten all their benefits. I'm not sure what the benefits are of the Mega Hall now, except for generating those tokens. But you don't have to have a level 300, 389 level Mega Hall in order to generate those. But I find it a good thing that they're reviving it in some way. They're adding new categories and whatnot, and it makes you feel that maybe R&D 31 is around the corner, or maybe the dub level, the inner core of the dubs are around the corner. Some of these things may get revived in the game based on this, and that from that point, I appreciate it more than the actual benefit I get in the game from researching it, but the fact that they're looking at existing parts of the games that have been neglected and are bringing them back into the fold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like with the mega hulls, whatever happened to the Reaver mega hull that we were supposed to see? I mean, wasn't that supposed to come out already?
Well, they never give a date. Coming soon.
Yeah, well, it's always coming soon.
Yeah.
But everybody remembers that they said that they were gonna have like different mega halls for every single faction, and we're gonna they showed us a preview of the Reaver one, and it looked nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just hoping, yeah, well, I'll just wait till we get the new halls and stuff, and hold off till then.
Yeah.
Math.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the idea of like DPS 20 or DPS 40 or DPS 60 as like a new thing that because I don't think that many people are watching, considering that whole sort of technical issue that we had. So probably we have the diehards here that don't get upset when we talk about math. But if you take a look at the Manus missile, and you look at the DPS of the Talon versus the Manus, the Talon has a higher DPS. So everybody's like, okay, well, it's going to do more damage per second. So it's more beneficial that they have this on my ship than the Manus, the new one. But what you see here is there's a large disparity in the initial damage that the Manus does over the Talon. The numbers I'm going to provide are for a Skald ship. And the idea behind I don't have slides specifically for this idea, but, since, Brian and Ren are here, they might appreciate the whole idea. So you would multiply everything here by 4 in order to get it. But the idea behind a DPS 20, because remember, you're going to need to multiply everything by 5. So it's probably not the best slide, so it might be confusing some people here. Oh, Brian left because of this. Oh, he's back. All righty. But the idea is, if you recall from the previous slide, the DPS of the DPS without, I'm not including the criticals, which are in the yellow. I calculated the criticals. It's 19. The Talon has 19 more DPS than the Manus. And so the reason I'm thinking of doing something like DPS 20 or, basically averaging the damage that each ship does over a period of time, as opposed to per second. This is the average for that number of seconds. Because if you take a look at the Talon, even though it does higher DPS, even Skald, even Skald after 18 seconds, it still doesn't catch up to the Manus because of the initial damage that's done on that first hit. So the Manus is still doing more damage within a reasonable amount of time to engage a target. And so
sorry,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, there are other factors to consider. I mean, you're looking at the base damage of the blueprint in there. But let's say, for the sake of argument, let's say that we have in the ship plus specials plus whatever, 100% damage bonus. Okay, yes. So that means the initial fire now goes to, just over 11 for the Talon and over 17 for the Manus. Yeah. So the same percentage on a higher base value means a higher result, and the gap keeps growing. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is, in real battle scenario, I mean, especially like, let's say the drones. If you can kill the drones in the very first round there, that means that drone stops coming at you and will never fire at you, right? As opposed to waiting 2 seconds for the Talon to fire, let's say, the second salvo and then kill the drone. So it's very hard to capture that in the table, but you gotta think about both the killing the enemy fast so it doesn't fire at you, and B, applying bonus percentages on a higher base value increases the gap, right?
Yeah. But I'm trying to figure out a metric, because I find like the DPS that everybody uses to be misleading.
Yes, I agree.
And so I'm trying to come up with a metric that's closer to reality than just straight DPS. You know, like that's what I'm saying, like an average DPS over 10 seconds or 20 seconds, something of that nature, or, you know, 5, 10, you know, some number that's like a reasonable engagement time. And then you can do stuff elsewhere, because I think I think it would be more useful than just straight DPS. I mean, I know there's complicating factors and it's not perfect, and I don't think there's going to be, because I don't think this is going to be an easy calculation that everybody's going to do at home. But for, you know, like people that are doing stuff on the show, like on shows like we are, we can spend the time to do the math to figure out, you know, what's the average over, you know, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, a reasonable engagement time that gives at least a better idea of the potential performance in the weapon in a real life situation. And I understand completely what you're talking about as far as, yeah, this is going to have plus 100, or this is going to have, you know.
Yeah.
But
I think it's important, like I said, it's important for people who want to be able to offer good advice to do that kind of calculation. Yeah. I remember I did that for the skirmish raid, comparing the reciprocator and the Garwood over time. And even though the Garwood was supposed to be better, the reciprocator over time did more damage, right?
And that one was even more complicated, because that had a wind up.
Yeah, and that's why it was a lot of work to do the calculation. But anyways, to your point, I don't think there's a single metric you can use every cycle, but I think every cycle we can agree on a metric. For instance, the two extremes of the elite targets here are the drones, and I suppose the drones you can probably kill in one round with the Manus, but I noticed the Talus doesn't, because it misses sometimes. So the Manus has both more initial damage and a special that increases accuracy. So hey, maybe now with the Manus you can kill the drones in one shot. So that initial first damage is an important metric.
What's the special that increases accuracy?
But the special that comes with the Manus, I mean, it gives extra accuracy to the missile.
Yeah, but it has actually less accuracy than the guided missile.
Well, yeah, okay, but I'm using CME on my ship. So.
Oh, okay.
And then the other thing is, at the other extreme, we have Rudolph, and I think it takes 12 seconds, 15 seconds to kill Rudolph. So at that point, then that's another valid metric. I mean, what's the time to kill Rudolph? And at that point, who wins? And I think if it takes 15 seconds, you can still say probably the Manus wins, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the Manus, even at 18 seconds with the legendary ship, still the talent has not caught up yet.
But you know, but maybe if it takes 25 seconds to kill Rudolph, then maybe the talent would be a better option. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For that one individual target, but yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I'm just trying to, like, because I've been looking at some of this stuff for a while, and they've been releasing weapons with a high, you know, they have the weapons with the low reload time and relatively lower damage, and you know, it's the DPS number is misleading. And I'm just trying to come up with like a fix, you know, that's not too difficult, and I don't know. That was just an idea to throw out there as far as something that would be an improvement that would let people compare weapons more easily, as opposed to comparing specific builds. And, you know, as you bring up, it's difficult to do it without a specific build. But I don't know, just something that leads people in the right direction or something like that. That's, I think, more what I was going for, because, or at least that the idea is out there. Because I think a lot of people think, okay, higher DPS, better. But that's not necessarily true.
No, you're right.
So, all right. Well, I'll stop this, but I just wanted to bring that up. Yeah, or I could show, yeah, this is, because I did that. I have this slide.
So everybody,
Oops. I guess I stopped that one. 1 second.
honestly, like in the target, the 103, no one, everybody just went the easy route and just tanked the field. No one actually tried to, try to get behind it and.
Not with the assault fleets. With the assault fleets, I was just tanking the field with the Phoenix.
Mhm.
But when my Phoenix were damaged and I was hitting with Skyfires, then I would just retreat, come back in with subs, and kill with subs for no damage. But I didn't find an effective, easy way to just evade the field, so to speak.
Mhm. Well, I showed it in the last during the raid show that you could beach it and then kind of like go all the way around it, stay on its side, and it looks like a freaking turtle. It's just there struggling, trying to grab you, and you're just wailing on it from the side, and you're taking no damage.
Cool. I didn't see that, but good to know.
Yeah, it's easy. That's why I was talking about like maybe using a cryo battery on one ship, so to be able to like decrease its turn speed a little bit. Because all you have to do is just once you get on side, it's kind of like it gets really bad.
I have to test it because we don't know what sort of field resistance that ship has, right? If it's like 90% field resistance, then cryo battery will do nothing.
Yeah.
Gotta test it.
Yeah.
Or maybe some other weapon that could decrease, turn speed, if there is one.
Was anybody using a ship to keep it beached up against that island while keeping it steady while going to the side with subs? If you're following what I mean. By distracting its attention with the surface ship on the other side of the island and keeping it steady to hit the subs as opposed to having it move around and making it more perilous for the subs. Because I saw a lot of people try to do the sub thing and get sunk.
When I was hitting with the subs, I consistently did it in a way where Rudolph didn't move, ever.
Okay.
So I don't know why were people activating it and letting it move. If you could approach and retreat before surfacing in a way where it didn't move.
You were getting it while it was still by the tower?
Oh, I killed the towers on the right side. I could kill all the towers on the right side with Skyfires before going in with Herod, so I had the right side all clear.
Right, and Rudolph never really moved at all, is what you're saying, ever.
Yeah, exactly, never.
Okay, in its original park position.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's what I was getting.
And that was my video. I mean, I showed that, and I was consistently doing it like that, even with like very low health hair rates. I mean, just clear the right side, clear the turret with the Skyfires. And you can easily do that without waking up Rudolph. And then using the Skyfires from the right, and just never moves.
Okay.
Try that next time.
Yeah, I didn't hit them that much because I had envisioned getting 14 million and getting the charged armors I needed for my Gutspill Phoenix, and that didn't work out too well. So I stayed with the A sets, the tier 6 targets. So. And took me a while, took me longer with the amount of time I spent to actually get to that point in time. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So does anybody have anything else that's good for live broadcast?
Oh.
You know, because I know Raptor's been quiet.
It's a good thing.
For good reason, probably. But Ren, Daniel, Mike, Rum. Rum's been
Yep.
quiet for a little bit.
Rum's good.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna we'll post a link on the right hand side for those of you left after our unfortunate technical difficulties, which I think we lost quite a few people at that point in time. But thanks all for joining us, and link on the right hand side in case you'd like to join us. And good night.
Man.
Happy rating.
Right.